being held on October 21st, 2019, beginning at 6:30 PM here at the Zeller Center for Learning and Education. First item is to call the meeting to order, and we will also start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, Texas flag.
On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right, and today we also have Alyssa McMillan. Hi, thank you for joining us. Alyssa McMillan is with the Young Women's leader with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. She'll be providing our invocation tonight.
Our Father in heaven, we're very grateful to be here this evening at the school board meeting. We ask to have that spirit with us, and that those who will be making decisions for our community will be enlightened and know what decisions to make that will bless the lives of all those in our school community. We're thankful for the opportunity we've had to honor students for their service hours this evening, and we're grateful for the impact that they have on the younger students going through the school district as well as the members of our community. We're grateful for this country that we live in, and we ask you to bless our leaders locally and nationally, that they will make good decisions that bless the lives of all those who live in this state and in this nation. Please bless all those who protect us and fight for our freedoms, and we love thee, and we say this in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen. Thank you very much. All right, and going on to introduction and roll call, Ms. Bethany.
Mr. Daniel Gallagher.
Present.
Mr. Dan Blackwood.
Present.
Ms. Leanna Hardy. Here. Mr. Jacob Olson.
Here.
Mr. David Montemayor.
Here.
Mr. Alejandro Flores.
Here.
And that's present, Ms. Melissa Myers, and Mr. Leon English.
All right, so moving on to superintendent spotlight.
President Montemayor and board members, at this time, I would like to ask our Deputy Superintendent, Mr. Ross Roberts, to come to the podium for, actually, I'm sorry, I'm skipping over. Well, we're not going to go with you yet. I'd like to ask our high school principal, Miss Renee Pentecost, to come to the podium to recognize some of our incredible students.
Good evening, Mr. Gallagher, Mr. Montemayor, and board. Thank you again for this opportunity to come before you and introduce some of our great students at Little Elm High School. This month's Students of the Month has a theme. All of these students have put in a lot of time in volunteering in our community. 3 of these students tonight have earned the President's Volunteer Service Award, and 1 of the students this evening has accumulated the most volunteer hours so far this school year. So without further ado, I'm going to begin with Miss Carmen Brown, if she will join me up here at the podium, please. As Carmen's coming up, Carmen is one of the 3 students who earned the President's Volunteer Service Award. This award was started in 2003 by the President's Council on Service and Civic Participation, founded the Volunteer Service Award to recognize the important part that America's volunteers play in our country's strength and national identity. The award honors those citizens who commit to service positively and impacts communities in every corner of the nation and inspires others to give back. For this award, it's tiered. You can win the award at different levels of service, and so the students tonight have attributed at least 100 hours of community service. So first of all, Miss Carmen Brown is a senior. She has been a cheerleader for 4 years at Little Elm High School. This year, she's serving as captain. She is also our senior class president. She is considering these 4 universities: Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and Missouri, and has been accepted at all 4. She is also a member of our track team. She is serving on our Student Athletic Leadership Council this year, and currently she has between 100 and 200,000 in scholarship offers from those universities. She plans on majoring in journalism, and this year she's been interning with Miss Cecilia Jones in our LEISD Communications Department and has written several articles for our district newsletter. Her volunteer hours have been with the STEM camp that's held in the summer at Prestwick, as well as the Little Elm Library. Some of the things that Carmen's teachers had to say about her: Miss Gaston, her AP biology teacher, said Carmen always has a smile on her face and is always pleasant to be around. She diligently works in class and helps encourage and help all those around her. Miss Brown, her AP calculus teacher, said Carmen is a very intelligent young lady who performs well academically and as a leader. Her attitude really affects the rest of the class. Even when she has questions, she is so positive, just as when she is helping someone else out with a question. Mr. Perry, her AP English teacher, says that she accepts challenges with humor and determination. She can always be trusted to be proactive and ask for help when needed. And finally, Mr. Hutley, her marketing practicum teacher, says that Carmen has been working hard, writing fantastic reports on the events at Little Elm High School as part of her marketing practicum. Carmen is excited to be an intern in communications because she is hoping to use the skills she learns to become a sports broadcaster after graduating from college. I believe both her parents are here this evening too. If y'all will stand, we would love to recognize you. And thank you for this fantastic young lady. Congratulations, Carmen. If you want to stand right here, we'll take a picture in a few minutes. So next up, this young lady also has qualified for the President's Volunteer Service Award, if Miss Audria Flores will join me. Audria is also a senior. This is her 4th year as an athletic trainer at Little Elm High School. She plans on attending Utah Valley University and wants to major in nursing and become a labor and delivery nurse. She's currently working on scholarship applications. Her volunteer hours, of which she had about 140, have been through her church and for the district back to school bash, as well as Chart Your Course. Some of the things that Audria's teachers had to say about her: Miss Pope, her health science teacher, says Audria is a positive spirit in the classroom and always has a smile. She is a joy to have as a student. Mrs. Chance, her U.S. government teacher, said she's polite and respectful to all and is a great encourager. Coach Kidwell, who supervises athletic trainers, said that Audria was given the responsibility as lead veteran for men's soccer student athletic trainers last year and truly shined in her leadership position. She will remain lead veteran this upcoming season as well. Her responsibilities include communicating with coaches and developing the student worker schedules for soccer games. She met with coaches weekly regarding upcoming games and organized 5 other students while setting up their game coverage schedules. And then Miss Sutherland, her art teacher, said Audria is always positive and friendly to everyone. That's what she's best at, making others feel good and being a positive influence. So I believe some of Audria's family is here tonight, her mom and her dad and brother, I think. If y'all stand. And for you, congratulations. Next up is our third recipient of the President's Volunteer Service Award, Miss Lantana English. If you'll join me up here. Now, Lantana's accomplishment, I think, is exceptionally special since she is a freshman. She has been volunteering at the SPCA, and she helps with walking the dogs, playing with them, and in general, just anything that is needed to help at the shelter. And not surprisingly, she wants to be a veterinarian. Along the way, she currently is on the softball team for Little Elm High School. She pitches and plays first base, and ultimately, she wants to play softball at Oklahoma University. Some of the things that Lantana's teachers had to say about her is Coach Jill Miller, her softball coach, said that Lantana is a great student who displays character becoming of a Lobo. She is very quiet, but always listening and absorbing new information. She is very respectful and not afraid of new challenges. Mrs. Pope, her health science teacher, says that Lantana is a student who is respectful, helps her classmates, and gets her work done. Mrs. Smith, her English 1 teacher, says Lantana is extremely respectful and hardworking. And finally, Miss Bobo, her algebra teacher, said that Lantana is a hard worker. She is thorough and thoughtful. She asks great questions and is kind and a caring person. Miss Lantana English, and I believe her mom and dad are here this evening as well. If y'all would please stand. Congratulations, Lantana. There you go. And last but not least, would Mr. Austin Montgomery please join me? While Austin has not yet applied for the President's Volunteer Service Award, he certainly is well on his way if he chooses to do so. He has accumulated over 90 service hours already since school has started. Austin is also a senior. You may remember he was a Student of the Month last year as a junior because he was one of our boys state representatives. And he also is a member of HOSA and plans to compete for them this year. He has been accepted at Texas A&M Commerce, but plans to get his basics out of the way first at Collin and wants to return and be a history teacher and coach. So we already talked about the opportunities here in Little Elm ISD. His volunteer work has been done through LIASA, helping coach a 5th grade football team. So getting a little of that coaching experience under his belt, as well as he's helped at St. Francis of Assisi Church here locally. Some of the things that Austin's teachers had to say. Mr. Perry, his English teacher, said, "I have Austin in my English 4 class, and he is always dependable and respectful. He is a brilliant mind, but I am so thankful I can always trust he will come through for any assignment, task, or request. Plus, he is a fun guy." Sydney Davis, who was his pharmacy practicum teacher last year, said that Austin was in my pharmacy practicum class and interned at CVS. Austin has a great work ethic and is driven to succeed. His pharmacist always had great things to say about him. He did a great job representing Little Elm High School in the community. And Mrs. White, his journalism teacher from last year, said that Austin has been a student that I always expect great work from. In journalism class, his work was always interesting. He has real dedication to his classes. And I believe Austin's parents are here this evening as well. If y'all would stand, please. So once again, these are 4 great examples of our students who not only are doing a great job in the classroom and taking care of their academic responsibilities, but out in our community making a difference. And I look forward to seeing what each and every one of them does as they continue that service work. We really try to encourage and promote service work. This last week, we had one of our 2 annual senior service Homeless Days last Wednesday, and we had seniors not only all over the district, but even downtown Dallas at a homeless shelter and at Little Elm Love Packs and Frisco Love Packs. Doing good works. And then this week, we've started our annual canned food drive, of which we encourage all students to participate as well. So we are very proud of these four students and appreciate you giving us the opportunity to recognize them.
Ms. Pentecost, we're going to get a picture. Ms. Jones, do you want to get a picture? And then parents, if you want to come up and take some pictures while we have all four together, that'd be great. So y'all come on up and take pictures.
Jennifer, you come all the way up. Come this way. This one, this one. Keep going. And go. Yes, parent. Wait.
Guys, hold on. I got one more thing to get y'all real quick. Thank you, guys. That's everything.
All right, President Montemayor, board members, I came to the podium for this next recognition, and I think that was a perfect segue. You know, those four students who are up here are great examples of the students we have in Little Elm ISD, and the service hours that you put in are very impressive. You know, from 90 hours to 140, I think is what I heard. Volunteering is something that is so important for all communities, all school districts. So you four students, thank you so much for what you do, for our community, and I really thank you from the bottom of my heart. I also want to say a thank you to our Little Elm Education Foundation. This organization is relatively new, and I will tell you that over the last few years, it's only gotten stronger and better. And part of that reason is because of the leadership of the past president. And at this time, I'm going to ask Miss Denise Honte to come up to the podium for a special recognition. So Denise, come on up. So Denise and I, we've been working very closely together for the last year and a half, I guess, when she became president. And I will tell you that the foundation was strong prior to Denise being the president, being named president or elected president. But since she took over as president, it has flourished. And one of the big events that we do every year with the foundation is the gala. And this last year's gala was incredible. We had Del Harris as our MC. He's a former coach for the Los Angeles Lakers and Dallas Mavericks. So we had a ton of people there. Y'all raised an incredible amount of money. And I think what's so great about the foundation is all of the money that the foundation raises goes right back to the classroom, right back to our teachers, and that benefits our kids. So we have a plaque for Denise. And what I will say about Denise, it says it in this plaque, but I will say this. When she first talked about running for president for the foundation, the passion that she has for public education, for our students, for our teachers, man, it was inspiring just hearing that from her. And I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to. Do you want to say a couple words? Yes, you do.
I guess, first of all, it stems from way back my own self in high school and realizing there is a difference in schools that you attend. I was able to attend 2 different high schools and saw one that had resources and one that didn't. And no fault of the child, myself, I was just able to experience that and realize there is an impact that can be made in putting more money back into the classrooms and giving them more resources. So that's kind of where my passion lies. Through no choice of my own, my parents' divorce, I was able to experience 2 very different schools. And fast forward, I was part of the strategic planning committee with Dr. Strike. And then my kids are part of the district as well. First and foremost, one that the school district to do well for them. But more so, it's about serving others and serving the community and just have a passion for teachers and realize how much they do for the district. So I just want to give back to them in any way that I can.
So as you can see, Denise is very, very deserving of this recognition. It says your loyal and dedicated service played an integral role in Little MISD Education Foundation. Thank you for your many valuable contributions to ensure the success of our students and teachers at Little MISD. So I truly want to thank you for everything you did for the foundation, and it makes my heart happy to know that you're still involved with the foundation, still helping us grow. So with that, I want to say thank you, and I think we'll get a picture. Ms. Jones will get a picture of us.
Yes, if we, not my.
Yes.
Sure. Thank you to the board.
Yeah.
too.
And Denise also wanted to say a huge thank you to the foundation board for all of their work and support, and shows you the kind of leader she is.
Picture with the board, yeah.
Yeah.
We color coordinated. We can.
You're in the middle. No, you're in the middle. Silly.
The thing going. You guys ready?
Ready, 1, 2. I thought it was going to move.
All right. Awesome. There you go. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
No.
We don't?
No.
Because we're.
Yeah. But then we're gonna move them or something. I was getting specific instructions from Ms. Jones.
All right. Now I would like to ask Mr. Roberts to come to the podium. Thank you for being here.
You bet. Thank you, Superintendent Gallagher, President Montemayor, Board of Trustees. I have the honor of coming up here to the podium tonight and really honoring 2 groups, one at a time. And I am definitely going to continue the theme of service. That falls right in perfectly with my presentation and what we have talked on really this whole evening about serving others. And so that strand is going to continue as I present. I would love to share some time and present our Human Resources Department with our Governor Abbott's resolution. And so I will be doing that momentarily. This presentation does tie into our strategic plan 2025 and strategic priorities of human capital, where we talk about recognition and retaining high quality and effective personnel.
I had the luxury of working with this group of people for about 6 weeks, and it was phenomenal, their thought process in regards to serving our adults, which ultimately serves our students of Little Elm ISD, and working closely with our human resource department here in Little Elm ISD. This is a resolution from Governor Abbott that honors the important contributions made by our human resources staff. October is Human Resources Dedication Month, specifically October 9th. I understand that is past, so we are really bringing it forward and celebrating it on October 21st. Nonetheless, we do not want to bypass this group. So I would like at this time to read the resolution put forth by Governor Abbott. Whereas the Human Resources Division is instrumental in recruiting, selecting, resourcing, and retaining quality staff in support of providing an excellent education for all students, and whereas Human Resources play a key role in fostering satisfaction and loyalty among employees by allowing for professional growth and development and keeping employees informed about policies, working conditions, compensations, and benefits. And whereas Human Resources monitors and manages current and future workforce trends, organizational culture, legal and legislative trends, and ethical and social responsibility. And whereas Human Resources is an important part of district leadership and is vital to the overall productivity and efficiency of the district's workforce. And whereas Human Resources is a valued and respected department that sustains the district's most important asset, its people. Therefore, the Board of Trustees of Little Elm Independent School District does hereby resolve that October 9th, 2019 will be observed as Texas Education Human Resources Day throughout the district. We are continuing that trend with the month of October, like I stated earlier. The board also encourages students, staff, and parents to express their appreciation to our human resources team members for their dedication and commitment to LEISD employees and students. So how about a nice round of applause for our Human Resources Department? At this time, we have a nice certificate for each member of that department, and I will call you up individually. And as I do, I will hand you that. And then I would like for Superintendent Gallagher, as President Montemayor, if you will come out front as well and shake hands and greet our Human Resources Department. We'll have you stand and then we'll take a picture, okay? So first up is Dr. Chad Teague, our Executive Director of Human Resources. Thanks, appreciate you. Miss Carlene Pena, please come up. And Miss Shay Walker. How about another round of applause for our Human Resources Department? Do y'all want to come over to step and repeat? Or we'll just come over here and take a picture?
What are we doing out here? We're all in a photo bomb.
Exactly why I moved them over. I didn't know that. I'm glad I did move them. Yeah. What's that? I can, yeah, sure. Yeah, I need some help. Oh, okay.
You're,
I didn't know if
you're
I
already,
need-
you're already there, so I figured you're ready to go.
Great. The second group of adults that I would like to honor this evening is our group of campus leaders, specifically our building principals and assistant principals. I have the honor to continue the trend of talking about service. And this is my favorite leadership book here, and I happen to be reading it you can see that it's kind of marked up. And I got to the part in here, and it just explained and illustrated perfectly how I feel and what the people of Little Elm ISD, what they think and what they feel of our principals and assistant principals on our campuses, taking care of the students of Little Elm ISD every day. And that is the power of passion. And it talks about serving people and basically not thinking about yourself, but allowing people to reach their potential, helping them do so, as well as giving them the tools and the knowledge to reach those personal goals and also to take care of their day-to-day business. So again, I think it was a perfect explanation of our incredible leaders that we have in the district. And again, Governor Abbott wants to honor the important contributions made by our principals. And the month of October is considered, Principals Month. And so we have a nice gift for each one of our administrators coming up here in just a second. We have a leather binder, a notebook with our LE logo on the front of it, as well as a beautiful certificate that they can mount or put in their office and frame as well. So again, thank you to each of you. And I know I have all of your attention. I see you staring at me intently, which I work with y'all on a daily basis. And I know this group very well. I can't tell you on behalf of everybody how much we appreciate everything that you all do for our students and our teachers and our community on a daily basis. So thank you very much. And how about a round of applause for our principals? What I'm going to do at this time, I'm going to have Dr. Mika help me. I'm going to call you up starting at the high school with the staff members here, and we'll give you a certificate and your present. Superintendent Gallagher, President Montemayor, if you will, come up to the front. I'm going to ask that all of you stay up here, and then we will get a picture by Miss Jones, okay? So first up is the high school. We have Miss Renee Pentecost.
Do you recall what the names for you?
Who's this?
Misty Chestnut.
How is-
Kyle Heller. Terilyn Monday. At the middle school, we have Kelly Carr. Kelly Hastings. Alan Palaslamovic. Chris Reza. And Felipe Vargas. At Oak Point, we have Corey Worth. At Lakeview, we have John Wolford. At Chavez, we have Audra Vandiver.
For Brent Elementary, we have Carrie Custer. And Mike Bruno. At Hackberry, we have Stephen Richardson and Jill Whitehead. At Prestwick, we have Marnie Richardson and Marina Mattis de Garcia. Our other principals and assistant principals that were unable to be here this evening, we will make sure that they get their certificate and their gift as well.
Yeah, we'll stay there.
They all put you together, one big happy family.
All right, so I'm gonna need a signature. Good, David? Oh, we're gonna need some work on this side. Do you have a pen or? No. We're gonna try it, don't move. 1, 2, 3.
And I just want to echo what Mr. Roberts said. Thank you to our HR department for all the work that you do in recruiting and bringing in the best, the very best. And our principals, thank you for supporting those teachers and our staff members. Everything that y'all do, we could not do what we do in our district without your leadership. So thank y'all so much for your leadership.
All right, so now we'll, Ms. Padilla, was there any citizen input? All right, now we do have a guest from outside of the district with us, so we are moving action item from section 10, item F, considering the order of authorizing issuance of bonds. We're going to move that up to right after, it's now after citizen input before we go into recess.
Okay, Mr. President Montemayor, can I ask or let the principals know, because I know you all have a busy day tomorrow, you don't need to stay for this unless you really want to stay for this. I know you guys are busy.
We're not taking names, I promise.
I got a busy day tomorrow.
Thank you all.
Thank y'all so much.
Here for this.
Coach Rodney is, you stay.
Yeah, good evening, Board of Trustees. So I'm Derek Coney with RBC. Our capital markets is here to go over some opportunities in the bond market related to our 2017 bond authorization. So, thank you.
Everyone always leaves right before we talk about bonds. Well, good evening, Mr. Gallagher, Mr. Monteor, and board. As Grant mentioned, we've got a presentation that we wanted to go through with you that briefly highlights the sale of another portion of the district's 2017 bond authorization, as well as a potential refinancing opportunity. So if we could flip forward to page 4. So we've seen a lot of volatility in the financial markets, especially in the fixed income markets, municipal bonds and treasuries. We've seen just over the last year, interest rates came down almost 1.75 points, 1.75%, which is a huge drop. We've seen it come up a little bit since then, but on page 4 here in the top right, we show our economic and interest rate projections. our economists are still predicting kind of a slight increase over the next year in interest rates. And the Federal Reserve is expected to meet later this month and cut interest rates again on the short term of the interest rate scale. So we see rates at a very low level, historically speaking, but we do think we're going to get back to a gradual rising interest rate levels. If we go forward one more page, if you look at the top right inset there, that this chart titled Shift in AAA MMD since October of last year, these are municipal interest rates, 10, 20, and 30-year interest rates over the last year. And as I mentioned, you can see they're just going straight down until just recently we started to see a little bit of a spike and kind of start to go the other way. So that's what's going to drive the opportunity, which I'm going to show you tonight. And then if we go forward one more page, I always show you this. This is the bond buyer index. Again, this is sort of the Dow Jones of the municipal bond market of where rates are at any given point in time, going back to 1961. And you can see the yellow bar is today's rate at a 2.62%. And when we looked at this a couple of weeks ago, when we put this together, that was the all-time low, which you can see on the bottom bullet point there. It says today's level is lower than 100% historical rates going back to 1961. So that's really driving this savings, which we're going to show you in a second. If we could flip forward to page 8. So we've done a number of refundings or refinancings over the past several years. And if you remember when we did the taxable refunding earlier this year of the district's maintenance and operations debt, if you remember, there was tax reform from when we had the bond election and we authorized the ability to do that refinancing. And then when we actually did it, that precluded us from doing that refinancing at tax exempt interest rates. So we had to wait a little while. We came back and did it at taxable interest rates because of tax reform and the change in tax law. So this opportunity we're going to show you tonight again is a refinancing at taxable interest rates, which doesn't always work in the market, but there are times when the metrics work, and it does now. So on page 8 here, we highlight in the yellow bars, we've got about 5 series of bonds that based on current interest rates produce present value savings to the district, debt service savings, and that's what's going to be included in the bond order before you tonight. So those would be the candidates that, depending on where market conditions are when we get in a position to sell the bonds, could be included in the transaction. The next few pages here are a summary of several different scenarios and our assumptions, and I've gone through this with the Finance Committee, so I don't want to belabor that point. If we could flip to page 12, this would be our recommended scenario as of a couple of weeks ago when we put this together for your board packets. Again, on the top right, the very far right, you can see when we first showed this to the Finance Committee on August 28th is on the left and kind of the grayed out numbers. And on the right is when we ran it as of October 3rd. Again, the savings is down a little bit because rates went up, but you'll see in the kind of the middle of that chart, total debt service savings projected basis is $13.5 million, which is close to $600,000 a year. And on a present value basis, meaning what are those cash flows worth to us today, it's just over $10 million. Rates have continued to come up since we did this, so I don't think we're at this level anymore. But what we'll do is continue to watch it, and rates could come back down, and we'll just kind of see where we're at when we're in position to do this. Again, it's about roughly 63 million is what we would refinance. And again, the candidates of the bonds would refund kind of change depending on the market, so we're mixing and matching that to produce the most savings. If you flip forward one more page, this is just the annual savings. What that would look like, again, it's close to $600,000 at that level. And then we're also using this savings to actually structure around the sale of your remaining authorization, so you don't have to use any of your INS fund balance. So we're able to structure that in combination with that sale. If we can go forward to page 15, we've got an updated bond plan here of how we plan to sell at the current point the district's remaining bond authorization. Right now, we would sell in this authorization that you would consider tonight, $20 million for HVAC improvements in the district. And one thing I did want to note out is that, historically we've sold 30-year debt to finance your long-term buildings. We've shortened the amortization on this sale to 20 years since you're financing a shorter life asset in HVAC improvements. So again, we would sell $20 million in December, and then just for purposes of a placeholder now, when we think you would need the remaining authorization, another $25 million next spring in May, and then $5 million a year later in May of 21, and then the remaining $10 million in May of 22. Now, we could do that sooner, but this is really just a placeholder now for when we think you're going to need the money. If we can flip forward to page 18, there's a lot of numbers on this page. You've seen this before. This is the updated bond plan, taking into account all your existing debt against your taxable assessed value assumptions, which we've used very conservative assumptions at 5% a year for 5 years, which we think you'll outgrow. So again, in the blue bars in the middle, those are those amortizations of the remaining installments, which I just mentioned. And if you go all the way over to column R, you can see we plan to keep the districts at or below the 47 cents on your INS tax rate. And you can see if we're able to complete this refunding at close to the savings we've projected here, along with all this remaining authorization being sold, you can see even with all that factored in, the district's INS rate is going to drop pretty considerably, even at these conservative growth assumptions. So you may not be there yet, but it might be time to start thinking about what's the next election look like. And we don't have it in here, but we have run some preliminary numbers. And right now, based on all these assumptions, it's in the $125 to $150 million range, staying at the 47-cent INS tax rate. So you might just want to put that in the back of your head as you think about it going forward. The last section here in section 4 on page 20, we have a preliminary timetable. With the board's approval tonight for these 2 transactions, we would start the process of getting documents in order, getting the credit ratings of the district updated, and be in a position to actually offer the bonds to investors in early December, pending market conditions, and try to close before the end of the year. Now you have a bond order in front of you that authorizes the sale of $20 million of remaining authorization and refinancing up to $70 million. And it will delegate the authority to finalize those transactions to Mr. Gallagher and Mr. Anderson, assuming we meet the laid out parameters. And again, the market is really volatile. So I think we're going to move forward with the sale of the new money either way. But, if we get on our track and get down, the market continues to move away from us and the refunding doesn't work, we'll just table it and continue to watch it. And the authorization you give us tonight would give us 180 days to complete that without having to come back to you again. So that's our plan. I'm happy to take any questions on any of the materials herein.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming out and
Thank you
presenting
all.
that to us.
We'll report back.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Right.
we need a motion.
Yeah, Grant's got to say the recommendation, right?
I thought we would wait till we actually.
We moved the action up
We'll move the action up.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
just
so-
need
yeah,
we
so-
just need Grant to
to Grant to give the
Find
recommendation.
it.
recommendation.
Sorry.
It could just be approve the motion to
Yeah.
approve the
just
order.
approve
as
motion, 'cause
presented.
You've already got it in
Okay.
the notes, right, Sonia? So it's
Yeah.
just approve the motion as presented.
So is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
There a second?
Second. Oh, DeLeon.
Any other additional questions or comments or
None from me.
concerns on that? No? All right, so all those in favor of approving the motion to approve the board order as submitted and discussed? All approved, none opposed. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
All right, now with that, we will go into recess into closed meeting in PL1 as permitted by the Texans Open Meetings Act, Code Subchapter 551.072 and 551.074. And the board and superintendent will discuss personnel and land at 7:18 PM.